Alright, offline review, Goldwyn versus Nocturne. Good comeback, but I gotta stop tilting. Alright, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. Base for Darksteel. Gwen doesn't normally do this, but you can. There's no rule saying you can't do this. Normally Gwen just wants to full clear. Like Raptors, Krugs, Red, into Thing. Normally the champs that excel at this Darksteel base are champs that want to fight early, like Silas that likes level 3 and level 4 gank. Lily likes level 3, level 4 gank. Talon does this with a longsword and likes to invade or gank. Gwen doesn't want to fight or gank or invade pre-6. Gwen really wants to get her level 6. She wants to get her nashors, and then she wants to force fight. So again, it's not like this is bad to do, but it's just not as you could call it optimal. I say this is bad though. The other one's not that bad. This one, the rule. So there's a rule when you start Raptors over like a red buff. The rule is you have to be at your Raptors when they respawn. That's the rule. Obviously if you're late by like 1 second, it's fine. But being late by what is this? We can count it if you want. It spawns at 4 minutes and you get there at 4:12. So being there 12 seconds late is unacceptable because if he starts it immediately, if he starts it right now, 12 seconds with smite, he will kill it. And losing a respawn camp is like not game losing is dramatic, but it's really really bad. And B, the entire point of like you're delaying your red buff spawn. So normally your red buff will spawn at if you kill at 140, it would spawn at 540. So normally the entire point is you delay your red buff spawn um, to make your raptor spawn earlier. But then if you're not actually there when they spawn earlier, then you're making your above spawn later for zero reason. Does that make sense? So I think here instead of basing, I think just instead of pushing it up, push it down. Then do raptors, then krugs, then base. Instead of basing on 650, you'll base on 850, and you'll buy a full blasting wand, right? And that's obviously way better than Amtone, glowing mo, and then what you're gonna do this and then base again. It does, you know what I mean? So I think when you're gonna do that, when you're gonna do raptor start, the rule is to be at raptors when they respawn. This one's pretty obvious. Maybe you just don't know how Tristana works. Not saying that in a flaming way, just maybe you genuinely don't know. But she jumped in, then the guy died. Anytime Tristana gets a kill or assist, she gets a free W. So this guy has W, he'll never die. It's impossible. So just don't waste your flash. Clear up. He'll never die. All you're doing is wasting your time. And then just again, as I said earlier, until you have level 6 or nashors, you really don't want to force fights. So just go and take your top side. It looks like this game he cleared upwards. He started blue this game. You know this because he has red buff. So that means the buff you see is the buff you did last. In this case, you have blue buff, so that's the buff you did last because you started bot side. In this case, he did red. That means he started blue. So his camps are respawning. That means right now I guarantee you his raptors and krugs are up. So or his raptors and krugs are spawning. So when you see this guy getting bot here, you could actually just low-key you ball into your wolves. You could also maybe take his raptors and then go to your wolves gromp. Don't need to waste time. So yeah, it's just a bad death. And even if you can't take his top side, just full clear and take your top side. And just keep full clearing till your level 6. Dying is just going to delay yourself even more for no reason. But I do think you could probably take in one of his raptors there if you were just into top side faster. This is a losing 1v1. You're not level 6. Again, you're just going to die. Yeah. I mean, again, it's just understanding the matchup. When you play Gwen, I think Gwen jungle is good. I like playing Gwen jungle. I coach a lot of Gwen jungle players. You just have to understand this champion, this is not your strength. Your champion spikes at level 6, and again, you spike at Nashor. So here, you see this guy, do not fight him. Just go do your Raptors, Scuttle, Red Krugs, and then you'll have your level 6. And then if you want to fight him. Please, you'll be, please, by all means. You just cannot fight him. You need level 6. That's it. Just another bad death for pointless death, Your bot side. Now you're level 6, and if you want to fight, sure. Again, I still prefer Nashors. Nashors when you really get spiked, but level 6, and now at least you're able to fight, Let's watch this. Pop your pot instantly. You didn't pop your pot. Didn't pop your pot. Still not popping your pot. Yeah. And now you popped your pot after you've done all the damage. So he would have died earlier. You would have got the kill. You probably would have saved your Nami. Also just a bad Q. Like there's no reason to do this is a Q. Actually, Q3 is not bad. I think you could definitely auto one more time and get a Q4. To be honest with you, but Q3 is not terrible. It's not like, but yeah. The second this guy dies, you should instantly. I don't know what you're doing. The second this guy dies, actually, never mind. You're bot. I was gonna say instant start dragon, but their bot lane's here and yours isn't. So just clear up. Go do your full clear. Now that you have ult, you cannot fight because we've we've already established that, so just full clear. Play for nashors. He does grubs, and then he ults mid immediately. Mid's dead. You have ult, he doesn't, so this is fightable. You just have to stall time for Veigar. When Veigar respawns, you can TP, so just need to fight slow. Right now, if you fight, it's a 3v4, because their mid can come, there can't. If you just play slow, wait for Veigar TP, then it's a 4v4. And then the 4v4 is actually winning, because again, you have ult, and Nocturne doesn't. So the plan here is to play slow, not to fight now. I know they engage on you, but you're also like giving them, you're hitting scuttle, like you should be clicking here, danger, danger. If Nocturne's here and Cat's here, technically you could fight here, it's a 2v3. Nocturne has no ult to connect. So this is actually a 2v3 fight if you play on the right side. If you play upwards or here, it's then Nocturne will connect and it will be a 3v3 and eventually a 4v3, right? So here when this guy's standing here, you should be running at this, like, hit this for your Q, sure. And then you see this, just throw E on yourself and push him out. You push him here. If he doesn't run away, then you can chunk him or kill him. If he does run away, now you have an inner track and this guy is zoned out, you know? Okay. And yeah, now Katarina, again, Katarina comes and your mid can't be here. And this fight is still close. Imagine if your mid's here. Actually, so far it's 1-for-1, but yeah, you know. Again, your champ spikes on nashors. You had nashors in base, so don't really need to fight. And then also your Vigor's on his way, so just need to fight a little slower. So far all three deaths is just recognizing when you're strong, when you're weak. When you're weak, you just have to fight slow or not fight at all and trade. So if he's doing dragon, go take his entire top side. You know, all three of these camps or two. I don't know if Red's up or not. Um, um, and if you're stronger, then fight. But you're kind of constantly forcing fights when you're not stronger. All three of your deaths are you forcing fights when you're not spiked. Even now, you see Nocturne bot. Why are you here? Go take his top camps. You know that when you're weaker early, when you're playing a champion that needs time to scale, which is what Gwen is, you really want to get into the habit of just perma trading early or just perma trading in general until your Nashor spiked, until your ult's up, until you have your death cap, until you have Riftmaker, and then you'll look to force fights, you know? This is terrible to show, because right now, he doesn't know you took his top side. The second you show, he knows you took your top side, and right after Dragon, instead of basing, he'll just go and take your entire bot side. And it's funny, if you took two of his camps, he sees you top, he's going to take all three of yours. You're actually going to be down in the trade. So here, just immediately base, and go to your camps. Showing here, if you're against a good jungler, showing here will just lose your entire side. And then there's no point. You're not going to kill this guy. What was the point of that? You did like 100 damage? Sick. He's just going to kill with Sundered, you know? What was the point of that? And again, you're probably, I don't know what rank you are. Not saying that in a bad way. Wait, sorry, wrong one. I don't know what rank you are, but probably not that high at gold. And I say this because if you're playing against a good jungler, he would take your entire bot side for showing top like you just did, you know? But it's important to, I know you'll be like, oh, but I'm playing in gold, so they won't. But it's important to build habits for when you do eventually climb, because you will climb, you know, because you're part of the jungle kingdom, of course. Here I wouldn't do this. Like here, what's the next objective? The next objective is Grub. Sorry, Herald, 1 minute 30. Also, where you're camp spawning, they're top side, so that means we're pathing up. 2 reasons to path up. 3 reasons actually. Reason A, there's no reason to path down, and the sport's dead. Reason B, your top camps are spawning. Reason C, top objective spawning. So we're gonna be doing, if we want to path up, we're gonna do Krugs, red, Raptors, then Wolves, Gromp, blue. Then we're finishing our clear as the Herald spawning, you know. But here when you do Raptors, I get it's fine to do mid. I think if anything then just open through mid, and then do this. If the idea is you want to catch mid wave, catch mid wave is really good. It's a cannon. I guess okay. In this, I take it back. In this case, because you're catching mid wave, you open fine through mid. But normally, I'd say you'd open through Krugs. I think this is an asterisk example because you're getting mid wave, and this is obviously completely worth for you. But anyways, go here, hover a bit. I really don't. I mean, don't think I have to say anything. I think it's pretty self-explanatory what that just was. I'm not just gonna flame for fun. Yeah. I think if you see someone not pushing, I mean, you could just go around. You could just go like this, wait for the wave to come. I don't know. This should not be what the picture looks like. I'll put it this way: just throwing 3 ults like this, it looks silly. Go do crab, go to your top camps, and now that you have no ult, obviously, like you see this guy, it's not like you don't see him. You see him, you have no ult. We've already established how you can fight without ult. All your deaths are fighting without ult, or the first two. Just leave. You have camps up. I thought that he would take your camps. When you see him here, you should actually have a smile on your face because him being here means he's not on your camps, right? So seeing him is actually good news for you. So just leave. All you're doing is fighting. You're saying, bro, what the fuck? But you should again what do you expect your teammates to do? Teleport from ball wave here? They're not playing Nocturne. They can't ult on not, they can't just teleport to you. So again, you have camps up. You need your Riftmaker. You need to scale up. I know it's funny. It's funny how OP camping farms are. Is the fact that this guy's 6 kills and you're still up a level. But again, and funny, I've shown like 2 different examples where you're skipping camps to force fights with the no. So imagine you just kept doing that and took his camps, took his top side that one extra time. You'd be up 2 levels on him. Funny enough, even though he's 6 kills. And again, if we never died, you would be here earlier, and they wouldn't be able to cheese you. But since you died, you're delayed, and now Nocturne sees you're dead on bot side and says, "Oh, I killed this guy. I should go take a stop camps." Pretty self-explanatory, right? Makes sense. So just need to trade way more, fight way less, only fight with ult up, only fight when you have nashors, and then at this point in the game, just fight on your ult cooldowns. And when you're weaker, just trade. And eventually, when you get your Riftmaker and the Death Cap, because Gwen does scale really, really well. Um, Obviously, you winning this game is like proof of that. Then you'll be really useful. But until then, just don't look to force fights. Like this is good. You got big shutdown. You had your ult up, right? You're playing with your teammate, so the fight looks good. I think here, let's watch this one more time. I think just a bad QO. Like it's like so rare for Gwen to ever Q0. I'm saying so you know Q1, Q2, Q3, and Q4 is obviously the thing because it goes up to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and Q0 is when you have 0. Just so we can speak the same language here. It's so rare that Gwen ever does Q0 or Q1. It's so insanely rare. The only time is if they're literally like 5% HP and you're just not in auto range, and so you just want to Q because your Q range is farther than your auto. That's like the only time. Besides that, if they're ever above 20% HP, you're always auto Q2, auto Q3, and obviously preferred is always auto Q4. So I think here you're just starting with Q. Right here, Q0 is terrible. I think if you autoed once and literally did a Q1 or auto twice and did a Q2, he'll just instantly die. And then you'd have more HP because you'd have to hit him. You'd be able to focus carrying it faster instead of focusing the Aatrox. And then obviously this is just a miscue. I'm not gonna yell you for missing a skill shot. It happens, but in this case, if you queued him now, and then and then if you queued him, he would die here. But it's still a really good fight. You got 2 kills. It's 2 for 1 plus the shutdown, so it's still worth. And then he ended up dying anyways. But definitely be more patient with your queues. Either throw when it's going to guarantee to hit, or throw when you have 3 or 4. Really rarely you want to do Q1 or Q2. And it's the same thing here. Like you got the dragon sick. You look over. This fight looks lost, right? 2 of your teammates died. Only 1 of them died. Lucian's getting run down. Just leave. Don't have to ult. Just go, Krugs, red. If anything, you can cross map here to his top side maybe. Otherwise, just full clear up. You have all your camps up. Red spawning. Krugs are up. Top side's up. Besides blue buff, you don't need to opt into this fight. Like Lucian's dead here. This is a 2v3. There's 3 of them. Tristana, Cat, and I forgot this third guy. And there's 2 of you. Why are you opting into 2v3 when you're not exactly fed? Just go trade. Just go do your camps. You should already be happy that you got dragon, but you're the one choosing to fight here, right? And you didn't die, but now you have no ult. And again, we've established how important your ult is. It's like imagine you had ult right now. Maybe you could have in this tower. Maybe you could run down the Tristana, right? But without ult, it makes it a lot weaker. Like imagine you have ult right now. This actually with ult, this looks fucking great. This looks so good. But you wasted ult for a 2v3, right? So I think it's a lot of this thing. A lot of your problems I see are like patience and discipline, knowing when to fight, knowing when you shouldn't fight, fighting without ult, fighting. I think this is actually a funny enough. This is a decent ult usage because you're clearing. Actually, no, because even though you see them, you see that like if anything, I want them to tower because if this guy hits tower, then you'll just kill him with ult. So he can't actually hit tower, and they're just gonna go to Otacon. So I think save your ult, and even though and then just go solo. Either go fight with ult if you want, or just go solo the Herald. You have a good trade play, and then you can match. Looks like you're giving Otacon, doing Herald. I think this is a great example of trading, and you could be doing stuff like this all game. They got an objective, sick. I'll do the other objective. Why take the risk, right? Why take a bad fight? So this is good, and then we get the Herald, and then we get the Krugs, and then we essentially get the top tower, right? Obviously now that they got Otacon, they killed Otacon at 2040, and now at this point of the game it's now 2020, so it's been 40 seconds. They're obviously gonna recall. So I think you got the Krugs, you got the Herald, you got the Scuttle, sick base, or now clear down. Blue, Raptors, red, Krugs, Wolves, Gromp. You're going to Death Cap next, I assume. You're 100 gold off item. You'll get off blue buffs. You kill blue buff, base for Death Cap, base for Large Rod, and now you can just focus it down. Gromp, Wolves towards the next objective, which is Dragon. Or if you want to give Dragon and trade top towers with Herald, then you can base and clear up Krugs, Red, Raptors, Wolves, Gromp, and then boom, Herald 2 top towers when they're on Dragon, right? We have a good trade play if you want to trade, and you can technically mash them. But here you have 1,000 gold. need to just you need to use your money, you know. And you have camps, you have 4 camps up, you have money. Why fight? You know, we know that this Nocturne's insanely fed. I agree with you though that I think if he pushed the wave, you could dive him, but also Nocturne will probably be in time for this dive, so it's just too slow. I think if you're gonna dive him, it has to be on this wave. But you have no ult here, so you actually can't dive him. Yeah, so you just can't dive, unfortunately. And now these top camps that are spawning, Nocturne will kill them all. Um these guys look like they overextended, so this looks pretty good. Flash, Q, nice. I mean, really big shutdowns, really nice. I mean, they just entered like this is why a lot of times I'm telling you to like stop looking to force so many plays because a lot of times at this level you have to understand people will lose to themselves. So you don't have to force good plays to win. You just have to clear your camps, AFK farm, clear your camps, AFK farm, and then eventually the enemy team will end. And I know it sounds funny, like waiting for the enemies to make mistakes, but it's not. It's more like just playing to keep your farm up, playing to keep your items, playing to keep your ult, and then if they don't, and if they're not making mistakes, then eventually you will force your own play. Otherwise, wait for their mistakes. Why not, right? Even in Challenger, a lot of people win just by waiting for the enemies to mess up. You know, people aren't like every game forcing super proactive plays. Uh, this one you killed him and you play this not the flame you just bad. You didn't ult. Again, look, this is a Q0 I think, or maybe Q1. Yeah, this is a Q2. But you could definitely like E auto get Q4 and then Q4 him. And P, with the second you start a fight, instantly W. A lot of people just think about the W with the CC thing. When you W, you get like 30 armor and 30 MR off rip. Or I think at this point you have more because you already have an extra point in your W. So it's insta W for the MR armor. Now you do it. Look at this, 57 MR, 57 right now. When you W, look how much you get. 115. You more than doubled your resistances. More than doubled, right? To put it in perspective, unknown magic is 425 gold, right? Or 400 gold, and I think it gives 15 MR. You just gain 60. So let's say that's no magics. That's 1200. Wait, sorry. It's 1600 gold in just MR. That's not counting the armor. In just 1600 gold in magic resist when you press W. I'm pretty sure unless I have math really wrong, right? And you still want it. So imagine if you clicked RW earlier, if you ulted at all. Obviously, saving ult for dragon is awesome, but you barely lived, so we have to just guarantee we don't die. It's too hindsighty to say that like, oh yeah, of course I don't need ult to kill that guy, because I mean we saw how close that was. You know, maybe if you W earlier and you queued better, then you wouldn't actually need ult, right? But that was way too close for comfort, you know. Okay, let's watch this fight. Ult instantly. I think just ult now. Nice W. You see, I like a W at the start here. This is a good W. And then we kill them all. Nice. And now we get dragon. I think now the game's kind of over. You've scaled. You've gone 3.5 items. You've got the dragon. You got the bot tower. I think you're like right. I think you should insta base for item. You actually have Shadow Flame right now, because of that bot tower you got. So Shadow Flame is 3,000. You definitely have to have Shadow Flame. Low-key just insta base for it. That's such a huge item spike. And honestly, the second you kill this guy, I'm insta spamming in Baron. Baron. In late game, there's nothing more OP. Actually, not late game. In League of Legends, there's nothing more OP than number advantage fighting. 45s, 3v2s, 2v1s, whatever you want to call it, 3v4s. There's nothing more OP than being up numbers. The second you kill this Aatrox, you're up numbers. And here, you still have your smite. So here, just instantly say, fuck it, go Baron, 45, right? And we're going to turn on them. We don't have to finish, don't flip it, but when they come and turn on us, when they come into the Baron to steal it, we just turn to fight them, and you should win the fight because, again, you have 5 members, they have 4. But then when you smite here, now you can't do it because they have no smite. Now you have to kill Nocturne to do it, but now they have smite advantage, so now you can't. They all die, we get buried, and I think now the game's over. I mean, you just got Baron, your 4 items, you've scaled. Boom. And then just, boom. I'm surprised you guys don't end here. Do you overchase or something? Because you guys should literally just end the game. Oh, you guys have no waves, that's why. It's all good. But now the game's just over. There's like no point. Well, you just steamroll them, I assume, right? I can watch like the last fight for mechanics sake. But yeah, you're just steamrolling. You don't even play the fight well. I mean, that's why you died, because you did another, what is this, Q1, you gotta keep auto, is it auto, instead of focusing this guy, if you just Q here, sorry, auto twice, and then you could Q3, this thing will like, not even that it will kill them all, it will kill half of them probably, but you're also gonna heal probably like 600 HP probably, with this much, with Conquer, and this much, and Riftmaker, and this little corridor, so Even if the Shisana is the most fun member, you wanna with Gwen, you'd rather hit 3 people than 1 person, even if the 1 person is more important because of just the amount of healing you'll do AoE wise, and then you can win this game. So hopefully that's good. I think early mid game you really just need to learn patience and realize like only fight when you're stronger and stop fighting so much when you're weaker. And especially for early game, the rule with Gwen really is don't fight until you're ult unless it's like really obviously winning fight, and then after that don't really force fights until you have nashors. And then when you have nashors and ult, that's when you should start to look to force. So yeah, hopefully that's helpful. If you have any questions, DM me on Discord. It's Chat Jungle. Besides that, I hope that was helpful. Bye bye.